Okay. Good morning. Yeah, I for some days now I've not released some videos due to some personal reasons best known to me. But yeah, we were talking about trend line in our previous video, but we couldn't complete the entire video because of time and uh, some other personal reasons too best known to me. It was quite an emergency though, but it's been sorted out. So today we'll continue from where we stopped on trend lines. We talked about trend lines and how it could act as support and resistance. Basically, trend line it's more like a line that traders use to draw on a chart to connect series of price together or to show some best data, you know, signals. So I think if I'm not too sure if I remember I showed you how to draw a trend line in our previous video. You connect the pivot high to the next lower high and you draw it straight. That's when you're drawing a resistance trend line. Right for the support, you connect the lower low and the higher low. You draw straight. You know. But for today's lesson, we'll be using TRX. We could still use TWT or any coin. Let's just stick with TWT since it's here already. Let's stick with TWT. Let's see if I can just clear some charts. These are some works I've been doing. Some of my charting I've been doing recently on TWT. Let's take this one off too. Let's, take, let's just clear the whole chart. Let's clear the whole drawings rather. Yeah. I think we can start from here. Let's take this one out too. The stochastic RSI and the RSI will not be needing them for this particular lesson. Although we'll talk about them subsequent in our subsequent lessons. But for now, we don't even need the Bollinger Band. We don't need the RSI. We don't need the RSI and the stochastic RSI. Let's just look at the clean chart here. All right. Now, this is a 4-hour chart. I told you the way to draw a trend line. You connect the lower low to the next upper low, and you take it straight. Right? Something like this. Connect this low to this low. Then you extend. Okay. Extend to this level. This is how you draw a trend line. And trend line helps you to tell the trend of the market, to tell the movement of the market. If the market is in an uptrend or a downtrend. So this is how you draw the trend line. This particular trend line is acting as a support. Okay. Let's still draw another one here. Trend lines are actually everywhere. But this particular trend line, the one drawn under, acts as a support. Okay. Until when the support trend line is broken, that means the market will go down temporarily. That means the market is going to change trend and to start going down. So when you draw a resistance support, let's draw one here. You connect this high to the next high and extend. Okay, this was not acting as a resistance. This trend line is acting as a resistance. So whenever I say trend line like this, it tells you the market is in an uptrend and is respecting this particular move, this particular up price, and this particular support, this particular resistance or support. When you draw a trend line like this, it tells you that whenever the market comes to this particular trend line, you should buy. Okay, when it gets here, you sell. Whenever a trend line is broken, that means the price or the chart or the candle is going to break this particular support trend line. Like the market will close below this trend line, and a confirmation candle, which is the next candle, should still be under this particular trend line. That's why I said whenever the market close below this trend line, it means the market will go down temporarily. Okay. And when market goes up, breaks above this level, close with a confirmation candle closing still above this level, it probably tells you that the market will still go up, you know, still temporary or but normally crypto markets in the long run they always go up. They can't go up forever, they can't go down forever either. So this is what the trend line looks like. Let's take this one out. So if you notice something like this, when market touched here, when market created this low price, when market created this lower price, this lower low, went up here, touched this level, got rejected, created a lower high, which is a confirmation that the market is in an uptrend. So this tool bottom now has given you a trend line. If you connect this to this, let's use another tool to draw this so that you get a better picture. Just be watching the way I'm using my tools on TradingView. Let's use the ray. If you connect this bottom here, if you connect this bottom, what's going on? If you connect this bottom to this bottom, okay, you see, you see how clean the chart is. You see how clean the support line is. You see, it tested here. This tested here, which is where we got our. Well, we actually got it from this second place. So you see that the market has been respecting this trend line for some time. Even here, it went down temporarily, but still, it supported the trend line. It's still acting as a support. Even around here too. You see, still around here too. That is as a support before. It started as a support here, broke close below, went back up. There was a real big fight again between the bulls and bears here. That's why you noticed that the thing stalled around this area. The market stalled around this area for so many hours, I think for like 2 days or so. The market stalled around this area, but finally broke. It broke the trend line and the market went down temporarily. You see how it works, right? But still, this trend line still comes to play. It now acted as a support, as a resistance. It used to be a support before. I told you whenever support is broken, it automatically acts as a resistance. So after drawing this trend line, which acted as a support for some days, when the trend line broke, see what happened? It came back, tested the trend line. It used to be a support before, but now it's now acting as resistance. Tested the trend line, came back down, tested, not even this one, it broke the trend line. I told you whenever a trend line, whenever a support is broken, it's not acting. Whenever a support is broken, whenever a resistance, sorry, at least you should get what I'm saying. Whenever the resistance is broken, it acts as a support. So if you notice what happened here, the resistance, it was a previous support before, acted as a resistance around here, and now the resistance was broken. It came back, tested it, and broke again, went higher. You see the power of the trend line. It tells you the trend, where to buy. This particular one is telling you where to buy and still where to sell to. If actually you didn't buy at this point, maybe you bought around here, maybe you bought around here, at least telling you that this place is not acting as resistance, you should sell around here. And whenever a trend line is broken, whenever a support trend line or a resistance trend line is broken, that means it's giving you a heads up to buy. In this case, the resistance was broken, which automatically acts as support. So this one is giving you a heads up to buy because around here is a good buying opportunity. Around this level where it's stopped, it's telling you that this trend line has been broken. This resistance trend line has been broken and it's acting as a support now. So you should buy. So let's see for this particular one. For the resistance. Let's see for the resistance. Okay. What's going on? There's something wrong with trading view. Come on. I don't know why this particular one is not going off. Oh, it's my mistake. It's my mistake, sorry. It's my mistake. Now I can take this off. Okay. Let's do the same thing just like we did in the other. Let's use this one in this case. You can still use this, but you can use let's use this one. Connect this high to this high. Okay? You're connecting the two highs. Either the lower high and higher high or the lower low and higher low to draw your trend line. So in this case, this is our trend line for the resistance level. If notice, the market was actually respecting this level. Market respected this trend line level. Went up, touched here, came back, touched here. Although it didn't really touch particular place. It went up to retest here, came back, touched here, went up, tested the resistance again, came back, tested the support, went up, didn't really test the resistance, came back down, tested the support. It accumulated around here, came back, still tested the trend line, that's the support trend line, came back up, tested the resistance line, came back, didn't really test this level, but it came back down to this level, came back up, tested the resistance, came back down, tested this support trend line until it was broken. Just notice what happened here. When the trend line was broken, it came back and acted as a resistance. It tested this level. It's now acting as a resistance. You see, came back, broke this level, went up, came back down, tested this level. This is now acting as a support back, no more resistance. Broke this level, now went up again. Now this is a new resistance level. So we are waiting for a new either lower high or lower low to form so to get another trend line. Okay. So you see how the trend line works. It's just very easy if you ask me. The trend line is one of the most easiest thing to draw. You just connect the pivot high, the higher high and the lower high. Connect the lower low and the higher low and the lower low. You know, whatever case. Just connect both highs and both lows and extend it. You get a smooth trend line. Trend line is actually everywhere. And most times, there's what we call chart patterns. What we call chart patterns. But everything is still related to support and resistance. And still in some cases, I'd say trend line, But chart patterns is quite different. It's a particular pattern you see, and you know that yeah, this market is about to boom, like to go up, you know. But they all work with lines. But in this particular case, this is what a trend line looks like. You know, if you have to draw a support a trend line here, we'll still do the same thing. Connect this low and this low to extend. It's as simple as that. If the market was to come down back, hmm, now that we've done something like this, if the market was to come down back to this level, eh, now that we've gotten another trend line, when it went back up here, even if it was to come down to this level, it's going to test this level, then go back up, you know. But in this case, the move was strong. That's why it just broke up straight up. It broke up. The move was really, really strong. I believe some fundamental or some kind of breaking news, good news that helped spike this TWT price up. Okay, so that's what trend line is. That's how trend line works. That's like you use trend line for trading. You can still do this in other markets. You can still do it for other markets too. Let's see. There's this fine chart. There's this fine prediction I made, or it was just easy. It was something I got from the chart pattern. You can still draw a trend line here, a resistance trend line. But this is not in it's not in crypto. It's a forex. I was just going through some of my forex charts, and I saw that this is a resistance trend line. This is how a trend line works. That's how it looks like. It's just too easy. You connect the tops. You connect the tops and the bottom. It's trend line is not just. It's not hard. Connect this to this. So what happened here? Connect the tops and the bottom. Came back. Boom, 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 boom. You see what happened here? It broke this level. I tell you, anytime a trend line is broken, the support trend line is broken, it's going to go down temporarily. Okay, what happened after it tested here? It broke this level, came down back. So this chart is quite rough. Let me show you something. There's something that you're missing here. There's something I just saw that I covered with the line I was drawing. See what happened here? Acted as a support, came back, acted as a resistance, acted as a support, came back here, acted as a resistance. What happened here? Acted as a support. Support was broken. The trend line support was broken. What happened? It went down. See what happened. Just notice. Look very close to your screen. Look your screen closely. After this trend line support was broken, see what happened there. It came back up and tested this previous support trend line, which is now acting as a resistance. It tested this previous support trend line. Now it's acting as a resistance. So this one now is acting as resistance. Whenever a support is broken, I keep saying it, whenever support is broken, it automatically acts as a resistance. And whenever resistance is broken, it acts as a support. So in this case now, when the market came back down, when it broke the support line, it acted as a resistance, then went back down. Boom. You see, this is where we got our new trend. This is where we created our new trend line. Came back up there. If you notice in this particular chart, this particular chart, let's clear this. This particular chart, when the support was broken, the support was this what do you call it? The support trend line now acted as a resistance. Okay, but in this other case, in this other line we drew here, this particular one, see what happened. Let's take this out. Let's take this out. See what happened here. Support, resistance, came back down. In this case now, it's the resistance that was broken. The resistance was broken. The resistance trend line was broken, or the upper trend line was broken. It went up. See what happened? It came back down and tested this previous support, which is now acting as a resistance. I don't know if you get the gist here. I don't know if you get the gist here. This one now was acting as a support before. It broke, went down, created a lower low, giving us another level, came back up. This one acting as a resistance, came back down, now broke the resistance. It's now acting as a what? Support. See this particular one. Look at this previous one here. Market went up, down, up, down within the trend line, up, down. Support was broken. The trend line support was broken. What happened? It went down, now acted as resistance. You see, before the market came back down fully. But the other one, like when it broke the support, it came back down and tested. When it broke the resistance, sorry, when it broke the resistance, it came back down and tested it as support before going back up. So that's how trend line is just too easy. It's everywhere in every market. You can see it, even in the forex market. Yes, this is what I'm supposed to show you. This is what I'm supposed to show you. I think it's US dollar, Canadian dollar. I posted it on my. I published it on my Signal group USD for those trading forex. It's a very fine chart that has been it's been respecting, like that particular trend line has been respected for a long time. You don't really need any magic. You don't need anything special to tell you that this is what it is. This is what it looks like. It's just too easy for me to predict, because this is what the market has been doing for a very long time. If you notice it, looking at the market alone, let's see, US dollar, Canadian dollar. Let's use the weekly. Let's use the weekly time frame. Let's use the weekly time frame. Okay, so what happened here? The chart has wiped actually. But looking at this particular market, let's do it from here, because those are weeks, too many weeks. Let's do it from here, okay? And let's run a trend line. This is what the market has been doing right from Genesis. Right from Genesis, this is what the market has been doing. Immediately I saw something like this, I was like, wow, this market is just too easy, too easy to predict, because the market has been in a downtrend since April 2020, or rather March, since March 2020 up to now. The market has been in a downtrend. So what I did was, like, after looking at the chart, I was like, come on, this market has been respecting this particular trend line since, and turned it for a long time now. I was like, okay, since then the price, the market was around this level. Market was around this level. So I told them to buy, to short the market rather. I told them to short the market. You know, this is something that is very easy to do. Very easy to do. If you can just notice this particular one, you make money. Don't really need anything